evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, February the 9th, 2016. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, the Tennessee and Georgia Bureaus of Investigation team up to make a major progress in combating human trafficking. A Winchester insurance agent has his license revoked. A new MTSU survey indicates that the majority of Tennesseans are opposed to legal abortions. And we'll tell you how the National Weather Service uses balloons to help predict the weather. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Push it, pull it, or drag it in for our annual Cash for Trash event. It's going to be bigger and better than ever at all the State McNabb dealerships.
That means the whole month of February we are giving you $2,000 minimum towards the purchase of any pre-owned vehicle.
And we've received a huge shipment of new cars.
We're stacking them deep and selling them cheap.
So push, pull, or drag your vehicle in today for your $2,000. It's the biggest event of the year at State McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
And Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
And State McNabb Ford.
Cash for Trash Month is back.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, I'm Larry McIntosh, and I'm asking you to elect me to be your property assessor. I have worked as a CPA and have 15 years of accounting experience. In addition, I worked for 16 years as a classroom teacher. I have a strong faith in God, and I currently serve as Sunday school director and deacon at my church. My experience as a CPA will allow me to capably and professionally lead the property assessor's office. The taxpayers of Coffee County deserve a property assessor who treats them with respect and is fair, honest, and responsible. I pledge to be that person. I, Larry McIntosh, ask you to elect me to be your property assessor on Tuesday, March 1st. Early voting starts Wednesday, February 10th. Thank you, and may God bless.
Welcome back. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation Director Mark Gwynn, joined by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director on Friday to announce the results of a 3-day multi-state effort to combat human trafficking and the online exploitation of children in Tennessee and Georgia. During the operation, TBI and GBI agents and intelligence analysts conducted simultaneous operations that worked to identify, investigate, and prosecute traffickers online predators and rescue victims. The agencies conducted what was called Operation Watchful Guardian in Chattanooga's and Dalton, Georgia, with a partnership of the Chattanooga Police Department, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, the Whitfield County Sheriff's Office, the Dalton Police Department, Homeland Security Investigations, Second Life Chattanooga, and End Slavery Tennessee.
The TBI operation had 2 different angles. The first involved identifying potential victims of human trafficking while targeting those attempting to purchase illicit sex. During that aspect of the operation, 168 different men contacted undercover agents depicted in 3 online advertisements. Agents arrested 16 men attempting to purchase sex from a prostitute. Agents also arrested 4 women who advertised as prostitutes. Last week's efforts also resulted in a gun seizure with armor-piercing rounds, as well as drugs and drug paraphernalia. Those arrested included persons from 4 states ranging in age from 25 to 62, some with active warrants and on active probation.
The Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance has announced disciplinary action against a Winchester insurance agent, Richard Wayne Davis, for the intentional misrepresentation of policy terms, forgery, and the use of fraudulent conduct in the business of insurance. The final order, issued by an administrative law judge, revoked Mr. Davis's insurance producer's license and assessed a $10,000 civil monetary penalty as a result of an August 6, 2015 hearing. The judge found Davis to have willfully committed 40 violations of insurance law and assessed a fine of $250 per violation. The violation stemmed from Davis's misconduct involving the replacement of the policyholder's existing policy through impersonation and forgery with a new policy from a different carrier without the policyholder's consent. The administrative law judge found Davis in violation of Tennessee law by obtaining approximately 40 new policies through a process known as twisting without the consent of the policyholder. Davis has been a licensed insurance producer for 20 years and therefore, as stated in the order, should have known that his conduct was inappropriate and illegal.
A measure lessening the penalty for simple marijuana possession is making its way through the General Assembly. By unanimous vote, the Senate Judiciary Committee has approved a bill that would make 3 or more simple possessions or casual exchanges of marijuana a misdemeanor rather than a felony offense. If passed, the change, which would do away with lengthy jail terms, could save the state some $2 million in reduced prison cost. The bill would also increase jail time for multiple DUI offenders.
A new survey done by Middle Tennessee State University indicates most Tennesseans are opposed to legal abortions while believing birth control and sex education should play a major role in preventing the procedure. The poll conducted last month revealed 56% believe most all abortions should be illegal, while 36% approve of legal abortion. Poll director Ken Blake says opposition is highest among evangelicals and Republicans. The poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 4%.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up right after these messages.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester is your home for both new and pre-owned trucks. We have a huge selection of over 200 trucks to choose from. Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com and view our great selection. We are your truck headquarters, and we want to be your one-stop shop. That's Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester, your truck headquarters. Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
The Animal Shelter has served Tullahoma dogs for nearly 30 years. Now, you can help us build a bigger and better no-kill shelter. Your tax-deductible gift is matched dollar for dollar. So come on, bark it forward and donate now to have your tax-deductible gift matched. Make your check payable to the COT Shelter Building Fund and go to tullahomatn.gov to see all the unique gifts available for your generosity. For more details, you can call City Hall at 455-2648.
Welcome back. Newsleader's Bob Payne stopped by Tullahoma High School to check out the festivities surrounding the annual basketball homecoming ceremonies.
2016 basketball homecoming celebration. The freshman honorees tonight are Miss Catherine Evans and Mr. Reese Merriman. Congratulations to Catherine and Reese. The sophomore homecoming couple is Miss Rachel Courtney and Mr. James York. Congratulations to Rachel and James. Now representing the junior class are Miss Hannah Moody and Mr. Pierce Lawson. Congratulations to Hannah and Pierce. We now like to present the 2016 Homecoming King, John York. John is being accompanied by the senior class homecoming attendant, Jillian Miller. Crowning Jillian is the senior class president, Courtney Cross. Her sash, pin, and flowers will be presented by senior vice president, Krista Patterson, senior class secretary, Jill Rayfield, and senior class historian, Rob Collier. And now, crowning our 2016 basketball homecoming king is THS principal Kathy Rose. Senior attendant Jillian will now bestow a kiss upon the king. The Tullahoma High School homecoming queen, Miss Emily Martin, is escorted by sash, pin, and bouquet of a dozen red roses will be bestowed by Supervising Vice President Lydia Prince. Congratulations to Queen Emily. And now, Reed will bestow a homecoming kiss. We now present to you the 2016 Basketball Homecoming King and Queen and their royal court.
Jim spoke recently with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who offered some tips on keeping your vehicle prepared for bad weather.
We like to remind people that when it's nice like this, go ahead and prepare your vehicle for inclement weather, for bad weather. And just as we said, in the city, it's probably not as critical as if you lived in a rural setting or you were taking a trip on the interstate. But I kind of break it down to three things: the outside of your vehicle, the inside of the vehicle, and your vehicle operation. Let's go with outside first. You should check your vehicle windshield wipers. Do you have good windshield wipers? You know, are they torn? Are they rotted? You know, get some good wipers. Do all your headlights work? Do all your tail lights work? And do you have a full tank of gas? Not only do you have a full tank of gas for your engine's sake, but the added weight that all that fuel puts on in your vehicle
Helps
with traction, things of that nature. And then we go inside your vehicle, make sure your heater works, your defroster works. Do you have your supplies, like y'all talked about earlier? Kind of call it your safety bag. You know, flashlight, batteries, a snack, some food, water, a blanket, cell phone charger, just in case you get stuck on the side of the road somewhere. And again, like I said, in the city, Tullahoma, that's not that critical. But if you were to say drive to Murfreesboro, very likely you could be on the side of the interstate for a long time, or even in the ditch. And then we talk about the third thing, which is vehicle operation. As we talked about, in this kind of weather, speed has to decrease. You cannot drive, the speed limit may be 30, you can't drive 30 on ice and snow. You're going to have to slow down. Stopping distances increase dramatically. Have to give yourself plenty of time to stop.
This comes into play, as you talked a couple of weeks ago about, you really need to be driving.
You need to be looking way down the road instead of where am I at right now. Because where I'm at right now is soon to be, that's where I was. So you've got to look down the road. If you were to go off the side of the road and you're stuck there, say in a ditch, one thing you want to make sure of is that if you have to keep your engine running, that you crack your windows a little bit and you make sure your exhaust pipe's not clogged up. Carbon monoxide poison is that silent killer that, you know, you don't know you're being poisoned. So keep your window cracked a little bit so you have that fresh air, and make sure that the tailpipe is not blocked in some fashion. You know, the weather, it gives us challenges, and I think we can, if we're prepared for it, as y'all were mentioning before, if we're prepared for it, we can endure it.
We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Philip Bourne, Stanley McNabb Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
What I love most about the Stanley McNabb Detail Shop is there's someone local that I can trust to pick up my car, have it cleaned, and deliver it back to me in showroom condition.
What really amazed me is when he opened the hood and looked like he had taken the old engine out and put a new engine inside.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stanley McNabb Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what the difference our detail can make.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Dads and father figures. Before she's all grown up, dance with her at the Starry Night Father-Daughter Dance. Saturday night, February 20th at 6:30. The fun is just $35 for a night of memories with your special daughter or daughters. Your evening will be hosted by DJ Cat and feature dance lessons, delicious desserts, photo, a special gift, and more. You'll leave proud knowing you've created a special moment for her and that your support benefits Partners for Healing. Reserve your tickets now for the Starry Night Father-Daughter Dance, February 20th.
Welcome back. Tonight we bring you part 2 of Tom Corrington's interview with Sam Krim, chairman of the Tullahoma Airport Authority, about aerial drones.
So we're talking today with Sam Krim, and the subject is drones. And we're trying to get rid of as much mystery as we can with respect to drones, and there's a lot of it out there. Well, let's talk some about that, Sam. There is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of concern, because people are not that familiar with them yet, but they're also concerned about their privacy and having some control over this thing. Who regulates them to start with? Is it
the FAA regulates them, and if you fly them outside, the FAA claims to.
That's the Federal Aviation Administration, which is the same outfit that regulates airplanes
and so on.
Right.
So the FAA says they own and regulate from all airspace, from the surface to outer space, I guess is their height. They're more concerned, until these came along with airplanes operating aircraft anywhere from 1,000 feet up. Now that these have come prolific in the market, then they have had to come up with regulations and rules, and it's going so fast on them they can't keep up with it. But that's why they've come in and say you can't operate within 5 miles of an airport at higher than 400 feet.
A few basic rules. You can't operate within 5 miles
of an airport. Right. If it's an uncontrolled airport like ours, we had a meeting with the city and stuff. They would like if you're going to fly, just contact John Glass out there and say, hey, I'm going to be over here flying, and that's what needs to be said. But if it's a control tower, you have to get their permission. And the other thing is, when you do this as a...
So you don't have to be 5 miles in Tullahoma?
No, you can be up to 3 miles to it, but you can't fly over 200 feet. So it stair steps out. And they give that buffer and stuff in there for aircraft and so on. The thing about, I'm a licensed pilot, and I've got the FAA certification that they call it a 333. To operate it commercially and to do these things that I'm doing, I'm a current pilot, I have a medical, and that's a requirement. And I got that certificate, and I'm legally authorized to fly it for commercial things.
Who is required to be certified, or whatever the FAA does? Who's required to meet certain training qualifications?
For a toy, and when you look at it from a modeling standpoint and so on, every individual can operate one of these. Anybody can fly this particular model, but when you go and put it in the commercial applications, they want you to be more knowledgeable of airspace and flight and so on. So that's why they've limited to licensed pilots only. So you have to be a current
licensed airplane pilot.
Airplane or aircraft pilot.
Aircraft, yeah.
Airplanes and helicopters and anything. You can have a sports pilot's license and be able to fly this commercially. But individual kids and stuff like that to fly it around in their yard and all like that, they're not expecting that. You can't be flying down in your neighborhood and just hover over somebody's house or outside their backyard and all, because you're trespassing. But the biggest thing is that you can't shoot them down, but you're not supposed to be spying on people, and that's a no-no. And so if you're out flying and you go past going to an open field or something, that's a different story. But if you stop and hover as you could with this and start nosing around somebody's yard, that's an intent that you provide.
So who you going to report it to?
Well, you need to call the local authorities. You need to call the police.
Police?
Yeah. The police can, the police can enforce that type of violations or problems that arise, and they're the first choice. The FAA is.
If the police are trained for it, or they're all having to go through that?
They're learning. Tullahoma is Paul Blackwell's done some investigation about it, and he understands, and I believe the state's passed some rulings and stuff about it in their legislature. You know, all this is common sense and being a good neighbor.
We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
We're losing it, doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. As we all know too well, severe weather can occur at any time. Let's take a look at how the National Weather Service uses weather balloons to predict our weather.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Chance Hayes with the National Weather Service office. Let's learn a little bit about the wild world of weather. You know, here at the National Weather Service, we issue weather forecasts on a daily basis. In fact, we issue 2 forecasts a day. We monitor Doppler radar 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to issue severe weather warnings and also statements. All that is to protect lives and properties, to help keep you safe. Once we issue those warnings, statements, and forecasts, we share that with our media partners and also emergency management partners. That's how you get the information. You know, when you're sitting at home and you're watching TV and you see those words scroll across the bottom of your TV, that's actually a watch, warning, or a statement that's issued by us here at the National Weather Service. But through our partnership with the media, that's how you primarily get your information. You know, with the National Weather Service, we're still kids at heart. We're just like you guys. You know, whenever we come into work every single day, we have to analyze charts. And what do I mean by charts? Basically what we do is we send up a weather balloon every single day, twice a day. And as that weather balloon goes up into the atmosphere, it collects all sorts of information. And that information then is put onto a map of the United States.
Attached to the radio sun with the balloon is a parachute, because when this thing rises, it goes up to about 100,000 feet, and until it finally, the balloon pops. Now the balloon will rise, will expand out to about the size of a house. It'll pop, then the thing will come back down.
The balloon carries a small battery-powered instrument package. This instrument package will transmit weather data as it rises from the ground to as high as 100,000 feet.
So how are we still kids at heart? We get to connect the dots. All of that information that goes into those maps, we basically get to connect the dots, and that's how we find areas of high pressure, areas of low pressure, also warm fronts, cold fronts, and stationary fronts. And then once we get to connect those dots, we still get to color them in. So that's why we're still kids at heart. We get to deal with weather balloons, we get to connect the dots, and we also get to color on an everyday basis. Wouldn't that be a great job?
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who will speak about pedestrian traffic and where you should walk or not walk along Tennessee roadways. Musician Steve Upfold will come by and play a couple of songs for us. And the Great American Trailer Park is coming to South Jackson Civic Center, and you can learn all about that and more more on this week's Living.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast coming up right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home, our family caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1965 at 71 degrees. The record low, get this now, if you think it's cold today, the record low was in 1933 at -7 degrees. Average high on this day is 51 and the average low is 30. Tonight there's a chance of snow remaining in your forecast with a low of around 15 degrees. Partly cloudy weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 29 and a low of 17, and that partly cloudy weather remaining in your forecast for Thursday with a high of 38 and a low of 20. And that's your Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.